Hi, this is Hat, and thank you for subscribing and following my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate your support. Please remember to share and click the subscribe and the notification bell below so that every time I upload a video, you get an alert. Someone asked me to discuss and talk about investment. And I thought this is a very deep topic. One of the mistakes that as young people do is, number one, we want a lot of money at a go. And that is how easily we fall into pyramid schemes and other scams that end up taking over the little money that we have saved. I remember when I started, I really wanted to get a lot of money, and so a friend introduced me to some forex investment where I took about 150,000, which I had actually taken as a loan, and I put in there hoping to get 25% profits every month. I got the first check, which was about around 30-something thousand. I went and got the second check, and when I was just about to go for the third check, I found the office was closed and there was no notice anywhere. They didn't even leave a relocation notice or anything, but they disappeared. When I called their numbers, they were all off, right? So the only thing I remained with was my contract agreements that I had signed with them. And that is how I lost that saving. So I remained paying a loan for that 150,000. And then I didn't quite learn my lesson very well, because later on again I fell into others. So later on I still fell into other schemes. Apparently this time around being introduced by people you respect in the society, the men of God. So a man of God comes and tells you about these savings and tells you how much you're going to earn, and he tells you he's already invested there. And so what do? You go get some money and put it in there. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about here. You've been through that. Apparently by the time I got the money and put in there around 200,000, poof, the thing collapsed. There was news all over in the media and everywhere that it has collapsed, and people would make queues in their offices every morning trying to chase and follow their money. When you talk to people and hear the amount of money they lost, you realize that yours was just a drop in the ocean. So just like, it's not worth the effort. Let me just struggle and pay this wherever I had picked from. But the bottom line is, these investment schemes, they not only mess you up mentally, but they also come in and break friendships, and they break families, because most of these schemes you are basically introduced by a friend you trust. When they fall and collapse, what do? Your friendship is lost. Probably your family also breaks, because maybe you've had taken a family investment and decided to put that money in there. And so that's another problem that we get with this. There are also other things. I remember one time I moved and somebody was teaching me how to trade forex and do it myself. And so I spent like a whole week going to town to learn those things, I don't know what you call them. And so in the learning platform, you end up, in the training platform, you make a lot of profits, and you start imagining if it was in the real world. And so what you do is you take your first $50 and put it in there, and you trade, and you realize, yeah, it's growing. It's got you another $20 after maybe around 24 hours or whatever time. And then you decide, okay, let me put in more. And then stupidly, you go and take your 300 of, and so you put your 500 US dollars. That's an equivalent of 50,000 shillings. And you sit watching. It starts by rising up, and then it starts to go down. And you sit and watch your $500 going down to a negative figure, meaning you have nothing left and you have to stop that trade. Yeah, and so what do you do next? You give up. And so that is exactly some of the things that you'll go through. So one of the key mistakes that we make is that when we invest and we want very high profits, we want very high returns on investment. Okay? And so as a result, what do? We fall into pyramid schemes and scams, and we end up losing our hard-earned money and savings, and losing some family savings as well. And so one time I met a friend, and he's a very close friend. He's called Anthony. So Anthony, I asked Anthony, how comes you've never lost any money in investments? And he told me one thing which has helped me. And this is a statement he told me way back, I think in around 2013. And around 2013, it found when people were just busy trying to sell off their shares and putting into some funny investment schemes. And so Anthony told me that the reason why he's never lost money is he does not believe in any investment scheme that promises to pay you higher than the central bank rate. And I thought, wow, that's quite interesting. And so he told me that he prefers investing in real estates. So he will buy land. That's the kind of investment he'll do, but not invest in these things that promise high profits return in terms of very high percentages. And I thought, yeah, that's a great lesson. And so from there, I started looking at, okay, what do I need to do? And a few things I learned that I'm going to share with you here is, number one, is that you need to look and study and look for information that are related to finance and investment. Yeah. Over and above that, you need to get somebody that we call wealth mentor, somebody who is going to mentor you and walk with you the journey of making wealth and also investing. And then the other thing is that you need to take control of your finances, right? Take control of your finances. Most of the time, if I look back to the money I've lost in investments, it is because I wasn't very keen, and so I would rush, take up a loan and invest there. And at the end of the day, no single investment kinda ever went to the maturity and gave me the returns that they were promising and gave me back my cash. None of them. But instead ended up losing money in those things. And then the other thing is that you need to network with rich people. Look for people who are rich, look for people who are wealthy, look for people who are doing things in a unique way, and people who can be able to account where they got their money from, what they're doing with their money, and what returns they're getting. Those are the people you need to bring closer as your friends. Okay? And the other thing is that you need to be able to learn very fast, right? Learn very fast. One of the biggest mistakes that we make, and without mentioning any name, is if anyone comes to me with an investment plan, the first thing I look after is this an investment plan where that involves recruiting people? Everybody will say, and people have believed world over, that multi-level marketing is the way to go. I don't refuse that. But please, don't recruit me. Okay? Don't recruit me in order to make profits, because if you recruit me and I give in, that means I also need to go and look for people and introduce them to this thing for me to be able to make money and make any returns. And as a result, what will happen if I'm unable to get people to convince? I'll end up losing my money. And so be able to learn very fast and find out, is this a genuine thing that I can be able to take a risk on? The other one is that you need to take care of your health. And how do you take care of your health when it comes to investments? People have ventured into investments, plans, and schemes that have costed them their life. People have become mad when they remember the amount of money they've lost. People have lost families. So please take care of your health, even as you talk about investment and as you look at investment options, right? Please take note of that. So friends, please, before you invest, remember to research. Do your research. Research. Nothing beats research. Every wise beginning investor needs to conduct a research before you put that 10,000 shillings, 50,000 shillings, or 100,000 shillings in any place for investment. Please do your research. Even before you buy land or a plot somewhere, please conduct your research. Find out. Take your car. Do a drive. Map out the area. Get to view and see everything. Ask questions. Talk to people in the neighborhood. Right? And then pass out your business card to people, so that in case something comes up over that piece of land, people can call you up and tell you there's a problem here. So please, as you do your investment, choose wisely, and remember to read a book known as The Weekend Millionaire. It's such an amazing book if you want to do investment. It will guide you into what properties you need to invest in and what do you need to do, and even how to do the research of property over the weekend. So thank you very much, and I hope you've learned something about this. Stay tuned, stay connected, and we're going to share more. Remember, your health comes first, and investment is one of the killers of good health. So please watch out for that, and let's keep talking in Conversations with Heart.